The woman member of parliament for Pakwach district, Honorable Jena Vurpachotho, has urged the deputy speaker of parliament to help the fishing community of Pakwach district to ease operations on River Nile and Lake Albert, as the Fisheries Protection Unit officers use excessive forces on the fishermen. The legislator made this appeal recently during the visit of Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Right Honorable Thomas Tayebwa, in Pakwach district. She called on the government to unite in the cause to promote proper fishing in the country and explained that this act will improve the fishermen' growing economy, as people of Pakwach district depend on fishing activities to sustain their families.
Be quick. Our main concern, like when we were coming here together with you, did ask me, and I mentioned to you, which I want to mention publicly here. Our main concern in Donam is not security, is not hunger at the moment, but it is about the socio-economic impact of the fisheries operation on the Lake Albert and Albert Nile. Right Honorable Speaker, the name Donam means the people who live along a water body, and in this case, the Albert Nile. Pakwach district, we are 8 sub-counties and 2 town councils. That makes it 10. And out of the 10, 9 sub-counties along the Nile here. Right Honorable Speaker, we did pass a law. Although some of us may have not agreed with some of the clauses, but we take collective responsibility. But we are not challenging the law as of now. What we are not happy of as people of Donam is the manner in which the policy, the fisheries policy, is being implemented. Right Honorable Speaker, you know that Parliament requested the Minister of Agriculture to come back with a regulation on the floor of Parliament that should specify the size of boats on either a lake or a river. That to date has not been brought on the floor of Parliament. So we wonder why the operation is ongoing when there's no law that regulates the sizes of, there's no size of boats prescribed on any waters of Uganda. We wonder why. But, Right Honorable Speaker, for the net sizes, the people of Donam accept that we should not catch young fish. But now, the manner in which it is being done is inhuman. Why? The level of extortion is increasingly biting the people of Donam and us, the leaders. The soldiers have turned it into a business.
The State Minister for Northern Uganda, Grace Kuchin Freedom, highlighted that the earnings from the small fish are not as much as expected, however, explained the benefits that come with protecting them. Kuyuchin states that 70% of the annual fishery is comprised of small fish such as mukene or silverfish and other immature fish. Additionally, these small fish contribute to the employment of 60% of the fishing communities. She mentioned that the detestation of the vice is not only for the betterment of the country's economy, but also to sustain the livelihoods of the fishing community, and advocated for the young community to engage in the proper fishing practices, pledging government support.
Cry because of arrest of fish of business communities in Pakwach and in other areas also brought in this decision. And yesterday as I was coming, I was very keen to see the government has good policy. The government wants to promote the fish industry, but the government cannot also tolerate wrong. There are a few activities that have not been right. The fish business, the business women who were arrested here at Pakwach spent 9 days before they could be sorted out. If there is any wrong, we cannot tolerate adding another wrong, and we think we are working well. So the Prime Minister again said, especially for Pakwach here, that there has to be a one-stop center for all the check-ins. As you are crossing, you will find a checkpoint of the fish department under UPDF. Then you'll cross again another 100 meters, you find URA. Then another 50 meters, you find police. This does not give us good image. So the Prime Minister directed in my hearing, that's why I want to report it here, because when that incident happened, I stayed for 3 hours at the bridge, I couldn't. The RDC slept 2 nights at the bridge together with the business women because they could not move. So the Prime Minister had directed that has to...
Responding to a standoff by West Nile and South Sudan fish traders recently in Pakwach after the fisheries unit impounded their fish for not meeting the required standards, Right Honorable Thomas Tayebwa said a delegation from the Minister of Agriculture, Fishing and Animal Husbandry is set to meet with South Sudan officials to assess the type of fish and the number of tons to be imported into Uganda. However, he issued a caution to the Fisheries Protection Unit who use excessive forces on the fishing communities, but emphasized that he will meet the president over the matter.
But I share them with His Excellency on Wednesday. These are issues which we have to look at. Because Honorable Quintin, perhaps we talked about issues of alternative sources of income for people living along the Nile and the lake. Their biggest issue is not that. Their biggest issue is the excessive force used in enforcing the law. We have to look into that. We have to look into that. And it's an issue affecting the NRM. We shouldn't shy away from it. I have some MPs who told me I won because you beat people in the lake. And they happen about it. So, we have to look at this issue seriously.
It is over 2 years since Parliament passed a law against illegal fishing gears and boats on water bodies. Economic activities of the people around the lakes and rivers have been affected, making it hard for some parents to pay school fees and sustain their families. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nilecast.